Okay, so we're here on Stranded, the Australian Canadian Music and Talk Show, and our special guest for this evening is Zeb Pigott-Duggan. He is a locally based Vancouver singer-songwriter. I guess he's just starting out on a solo artistic career after many, many years playing in bands in the city. So we're going to talk to Zeb, and he's going to play some tunes to get you in the mood for what you could hear next Friday night at the Railway Club here in Vancouver. Zeb, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Now, your name, first of all, I was struggling to work out where that might be from. Zeb Pigott-Duggan, Piggutt. Yeah.
1G, 2 T's, 2G, 1N.
Okay.
Pigott-Duggan.
Pigott-Duggan.
Couple Irish names.
Ah, okay.
One's my mom's name and one's my dad's name. And I couldn't figure out which one I loved more, so I went with both.
Yep. Or did they go with both? Or when did
No. Well, yeah, they gave me both to start with, I guess. So
yeah.
I guess I couldn't decide on which one to drop.
Oh,
So,
right. Yeah.
I kept them.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Zeb Pigott-Duggan, of Irish ancestry, and it's really great to hear that you've taken that ancestry seriously in terms of music, because you've trained as a fiddle player and you've actually played some traditional Irish music and recorded some. Is that right?
Yeah, I started off with the violin when I was 6, and after about a year, I was good enough at reading and writing, or reading and music. So my dad kind of put a bunch of music in front of me, and I learned some Irish tunes. So we played together Irish music while I played classical music with the orchestra I was in. And so we did an album when I was 9, and we did another one about a decade ago in Regina. I was visiting him, and we just put on a little show in a cafe, and we rented some gear and recorded it. And yeah,
That's great.
that's called The Musical Priest. It's on CD Baby if you're into Irish music. And the first one is called The Boy from Ireland, and that's also on CD Baby,
Okay.
I believe. I'm not sure.
And it sounds like Irish music keeps you in touch with family roots, but is it anything that you still pick up from time to time here in Vancouver, even if your family isn't around? Like, do you ever play in Irish bands or anything like that? Or
No, but I'll pick up the fiddle here and there. I'll even play it, during a show, mostly because I'm new to this and I don't have a big set or anything. So people really like the fiddle, so I play it.
Well, it's good to have that skill. And also guitar, you've brought that in today. So let's why don't we kick off with a song, and then we'll come back and have another chat. So this is Zeb Pigott-Duggan. He is a Vancouver musician. And what would you like to play first up?
I'll play a song I wrote last year. I think it's called Death Wish. It's a tentative title. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Zeb.
Run on, sentence this life I can do nothing with. The bullet missed me buying it. Nothing'll stop me. I'm a death wish, I'm a zombie, and I got all of my life to get this all right. If I make it through the night, run on lifelong, sentence with no breaking it, parole or period, but nonetheless, it's a bloody mess. Nothing gonna stop me. I'm a death wish, I'm a real zombie, and I got all of my life to get this all right. If I make it through the night, I got all of my life to make it all right. If I make it, if I make it through the night. Come on, beg me to stay. I ain't ready to leave anyway. I ain't born to lie, but I find I just might again, and I got all of my life to make it all right. If I make it, if I make it through tonight.
Wow, very powerful song there from Zeb Pigott-Duggan. He is our special live guest. He's in the studio here playing some tunes, and I dare say you'll hear that next Friday night at the Railway Club in Vancouver. That's on the 7th, the evening of the 7th. So Zeb, what can you tell us about that track?
That track is well, it's about addiction. Yeah, I think a lot of people have problems with addiction, whether it's TV or shopping or taking baths or crack cocaine or porn, whatever. So to be, on a serious note, that is a song about addiction. I won't say to what, but yeah, I could skirt the issue.
Yeah.
But Heroes growing up musically were kind of vague and mysterious, and you didn't really know what their deal was. But I tend to be a little more. I don't know. I like the idea of being a bit more open and honest. I think it's good for me. To be open. So that's a song about taking risks and hoping that you can not get bit.
Yeah, it was very powerful. I mean, to me, it was a blues song. Even if it didn't follow the traditional form of blues, there was deep blues in there. I can tell.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm really excited to play with you. Actually, I'm going to be playing on the bill myself. I'm only a beginner musician and songwriter, and I'll be joining Zeb next week with David Roy Parsons. The city of Vancouver, you've lived here your whole life, and musically, you were part of a band from, I guess, would you say the early to mid 2000s?
Yeah, I guess 2003, 4 to 2012. I guess about a decade. I guess.
Yeah.
8-9 years at least. I was in a band called The Next 100 Years.
And are you able to sort of sum up that experience as a whole? Like, what was that like for you? Was that was your main musical project?
Yeah, that that was all I really did musically for a while. I mean, I've always, written my own stuff on the side, but I never took it too seriously because I kind of had my marbles, all of them, in that band. I mean, I just liked being in a band. I mean, being, doing your own thing, playing your own acoustic stuff. It's good. It's, I'm doing it because I want to. I'm a young man. I think I'd like to think I'm still young, and that there's something about an outfit, the camaraderie of a band, a loud band. It's just yeah. Anyways, if you're into great bands you've never heard of, one of them is The Next 100 Years.
Yeah.
You can pick up their stuff on bandcamp.com.
And we'll play a tune from The Next 100 Years on the show as well. I love, because I listen to some on Bandcamp there, and I always love to hear heavier music, because I don't play enough of it here on this show. So I'm glad to have found a little part of Vancouver's musical history that I can explore. So thanks, Zeb. And also, it's exciting to think what might come next. Already we've had some evidence of some great songwriting. Are you ready for another tune?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do another one.
This is Zeb Pigott-Duggan. He is a solo artist here in Vancouver. He's just played a handful of shows, and his next show is next Friday at the Railway Club. So, yep, here he goes with another song.
Cover your eyes, I'm coming home. War torn, with scars to show. The long road I took in circles. No one told me it wasn't worth it. No shame being this way. I'd be dead too if I was alive today. So cover your eyes. Cover your eyes, I'm crawling home. You've been forewarned. If you need time to go, if you don't want to see, if you don't want to know, no one can leave me if I'm already alone. No shame being this way. I'd be dead too if I was alive today. No shame being this way. I'd be dead too if I was alive to say.
All right, Zeb Pigott-Duggan. So what was that song there, Zeb?
That's called Cover Your Eyes. It's about, I don't really know what that one's about. That one's not really about anything in particular. But I imagine, I picture someone leaving and whatever, situation they're in, thinking that it's the answer, realizing it's not, and coming back not with their tail behind between their legs, but coming back with a little bit of regret about doing something that they had to do. So I don't know.
Oh, it's powerful nonetheless. I mean, often really great songs do leave it open to interpretation. So that was great. And yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to next Friday night. Between yourself and David Roy Parsons, they're two very good songwriters, I can tell. So I've got my work ahead of me to keep up. Well, Zeb, this actually just came up before you walked in the studio here. I was just browsing Facebook as one does, and someone posted an article from the Huffington Post that is titled 34 Signs You Grew Up in Vancouver in the 80s. And I know that you did, and I thought I'd run through this list and see if anything jumps out at you. And even if not, it'll be interesting for some of the listeners, I dare say. I did not grow up here in the 80s, but I did come with my parents in 86 to visit Expo. Anyway,
what's that guy's name again?
So Zeb's pointing at a picture of some guy on a TV show called Switchback, which was on Sunday mornings.
Is that Terry David Mulligan?
I don't know. Maybe a listener can phone through right now and tell us. I don't know. He's holding Garfield.
I remember Garfield.
Yeah.
I had Garfield bedding when I was a youngster, and I painted the walls of my bedroom the colors of the bedding. So I had like an orange wall and a light blue wall and like a coffee colored kind of brown wall, oddly enough.
Which is kind of like the back of this Switchback radio TV show. What was that show about? Do you remember? Or
I think it was just like a game show.
Oh, okay. And then of course we have Expo Ernie here. 21 Jump Street was filmed in Vancouver. I didn't know that till now.
Isn't Johnny Depp dreamy?
Oh yeah. Here's a picture of what's that thing called? The
BC Place.
BC Place being the roof being put up, and it says here the whole city stood for this. Was that a big thing that people were excited about? I guess.
I don't remember it, but it looks like something people would get excited about.
Yeah.
It looks pretty boring.
Yeah. You did say that you've been to Burnaby Chuck E. Cheese for birthday parties.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese, Chuck E. Also a dreamy.
Yeah. 3 killer whales called Finna, Bossa, and Hayek.
Yeah, they look really happy.
They do.
Yeah.
But they'd probably be happier in the actual ocean, but I'm sure they're doing all right.
No, that's fine. That little shoebox they're in. That looks great.
A&B Sound Boxing Day sales. Did you ever go to a Boxing Day sale?
I don't think so.
Looks
looks like something you'd want to avoid.
Yeah. What else have we got here? The only radio station worth listening to was LG73, Vancouver's energy station. Now, CiTR must have been around then, so I don't know who posted this, but did you listen to LG73?
It rings a bell. Were they Larry and David? Larry and Willie? I think Larry and Willie were on.
Maybe a listener will phone up and tell us right now. What have we got here? Here we go. So what we're reading out here, folks, is 34 signs that you grew up in Vancouver in the 80s. And number 18 is you knew Bryan Adams. But then down the bottom in small print it said, well, you knew older brother who had a friend who knew a guy who knew a cousin who went to school with Bryan Adams.
No, I'll admit I knew him. I ran around the house in blue jeans and a t-shirt when I was 6 years old and a tennis racket.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be him.
Run
to You was a wicked song.
Yeah.
But
the album Reckless.
Things change.
Yeah. I mean, where is he now? Does he, I mean, he probably comes back and walks around Vancouver with dark glasses on and who knows.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he has houses all over the place. What's this? You know why Canucks fans wave white towels? Do you know?
Yeah, I have an idea. Their coach did something with the towel. He held it up, kind of in protest to the referees.
Maybe we've got time for one more here. With a bursting heart, you watched Rick Hansen come home. Now, I don't know who he is, but it looks like he's a bit like Terry Fox. He's a guy in a wheelchair, and he must have done something pretty spectacular.
Yeah, he rode around in a wheelchair. I think he covered some ground or something.
Yeah, he must have. 'Cause, like, we can see the whole town coming out to see him. Well, anyway, that's a little bit of fun there. So this was an article called 34 Signs You Grew Up in Vancouver in the 80s, because Zeb Pigott-Duggan, our guest here, did. And he bought Reckless by Bryan Adams. Or did your parents give you that?
I would say, yeah, I think my parents bought that one.
Yeah.
I have the record.
Yeah.
I still do.
Oh, great. Well, it's always great to learn about the history of this city, musical and non-musical. And our musical guest today is Zeb Pigott-Duggan, and he's playing next Friday night at the Railway Club. It's going to be a little intimate gig on the side room, I just heard, along with David Roy Parsons, brilliant singer-songwriter, and myself, a newbie musician. I'm going to be playing